club interacts with the turf. So when I'm teaching chipping, I always like the club face pointed at the target. But we can set up open, and what that really does is that exposes that bounce. So let's say, our swing, we bottoms out a little behind the ball. Because that bounce is exposed and the sole of that club is not coming into the ground. It's not coming into the ground as sharp, so it's not going to dig as much. General rule of thumb is going to be that there's pretty much two things that affect where the ball is going to go as far as direction. Club path being one, club face being two. Personally, I like to start with the club face, and usually that wherever the club face is pointing at impact. So when the club face hits the ball, wherever that's pointing, that's where the ball is going to start out, roughly. I think there's a TrackMan statistic that says 80% of where the ball starts, direction-wise, is based on the face. So general rule of thumb, wherever the ball starts out, that's where the face is pointing. And however it curves from that starting line, that's due to the club path in relation to that face. So a lot of times, when I'm kind of explaining this to someone or teaching this to someone, I like to hit different shots, and I'll ask them questions like, where was the face pointing, where the ball start out, stuff like that. So I'm gonna hit 3 or 4 shots, and I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions to see if you kind of get that concept. So I was aiming at the fly that you were hitting, right there. In relation to that fly, where that ball started out, left. And then after that, went more left, right? So our path on that in relation to our starting line was to the right, right? Or it would read plus on a TrackMan. I have the same target.
Path is definitely more left.
Path is left, okay.
Club face maybe a little open.
Okay. Gotcha. Perfect. Yeah, that's great. Started just left of the target, so that's awesome. All right.
Pretty square to me.
Damn right it was. Awesome. So you really get that concept. That's great. Let's just kind of summarize what we talked about here. We talked about how the hands, when they de-loft on a shot, how that will affect how the ball launches. So the more our hands are ahead of ball at impact, the lower that ball's going to come off, and just vice versa. If they're more straight up, that ball's going to really take off pretty high. And don't be afraid to switch different clubs if you need different trajectory.